Hey guys, it's Dave with Skullcraft Customs. I'm working on a client's AT-802, which is a basically a wildland firefighting aircraft with floats that's designed to land on the water and suck up water from the pontoon area. In the real plane, it would fill up this area here. Now in this airplane, I have a removable cowl system with a hatch that gets you in there. The gist of it is all the electronics are going to go in here. Behind a trap door here is going to be the access to the water tank, which is basically a windshield wiper fluid canister that'll be activated by a button in the dash that will spray water out from underneath like the real airplane. The pontoons will bolt on here. It has a door that folds down. And right now what I'd like to show you is the electrical. Get a little ways to go, but the gist of it is these two batteries are 12-volt lithiums. They're going to provide 24-volt power to wheelchair motors. I have different types of switches. This is a double pull, double throw switch, so it stays on and off. That would be for things like lighting, things that are going to maintain being on or off. And then in the dash, a majority of them are momentary switches to save on space. I don't have a lot of space for switches, so each switch acts as a double, it's got a double purpose. Now the basic schematic is this. Pretend this here right now is just a step down, but 24 volts is going to come in when you arm this switch here. 24 volts will come in, shoot to the amp voltmeter, let you know what the status of the batteries are. So that's going to come into the master. There's going to be a fuse to link there. From that, it comes into this distribution board. The distribution board pumps into the audio device, which is a amplified circuit, and each one of these has 7 triggers that can activate things. So I'm going to give you an idea of how it works. We're going to listen to the whole sequence so you can hear the radio chatter, and then I'll shut the motors off. So the startup sequence, you would power on the master. You turn this on first. This will simulate the drive motor for the propeller. Now you'll notice it's basically an idle right now. In the real airplane, it's a 5-blade prop, which I'm 3D printing at this time. I don't produce a lot of 5-blade props, so this is a custom design to simulate the real plane. Turn this down a little bit. So basically the propeller will spin, and I'm trying to work on a clutch system that would basically be a somewhat slippy belt drive system. So it'll arm itself and spin, but if a child steps in front of it, it would have enough give that it would stop spinning. You can see right now that this right here is a gear reduced DC motor. I can obviously make it faster by changing out the motor or changing out the gear drive. The system that I'm using to operate it is this guy here. This is a Citron dual 30 amp DC motor output, and it's designed to accept up to 35 volts. And what you do is, I use these all the time for driving my tracked robots and wheelchairs that I turn into robotics. And it basically has these outputs, so you pump in the voltage into it, and then it has channels that allow you to access 2 different motors. You can do it analog controlled, or you can do remote, which is shown here. This vehicle is going to be remote. Now this engine sequence right now, I put in some additional sounds of this turboprop that would have the variable pitch sound to it, just to make it interesting, and you'll hear that shortly. In a second, you're going to hear the radio chatter between air bosses and dozer crews, as well as, here it is. In the real world, they wouldn't be messing with the variable pitch that much. I just did that so that it would have some dramatic effect, like he's flying through some crazy environments and stuff.
So where the stuff's starting to pick up and getting into the heavy duty, is there anything more to the east that this could run into and possibly slow down on? Yeah, it's gonna get in.
Now I'm going to shut the engine off. You like how the engine actually turns off. So that's the gist of my project. Every one of these planes are unique. They're designed based on what the client's looking for. In this case, there's a couple things that are really going to make this plane stand out. One is the fact that the sound effects are interactive. It'll have a water system that actually sprays water out the bottom of it. It'll be aircraft. It'll be controlled by remote control that the kid, as they get older, can operate from inside, or the parent can detach it and operate it from outside. In this case, this is going to be kid's first birthday present, and I'm super excited for Jordan to receive this. I'm really anxious to see how awesome this looks with lighting and painted and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, thanks for tuning in to Skullcraft Customs. I think you're going to dig this build.